Because it had to have been on purpose. Otherwise, this is the worst ship doctor in the history of medicine. Like, they don't use a stethoscope. They just put their ear up to the patient's bare chest. Like, it's just the worst doctor in history.
Yeah, please breathe into my nostrils.
Yeah. Cough in my mouth so I know what you have. All right. The fuck is going on? Maybe he got a little too cozy with some of these birds.
Only explanation I have in where a Fiat Uno could keep up with a Mercedes S280, okay?
It's not that I wouldn't fight Mothman. I would beat the shit out of him.
We're seasoned.
So wait, you mean to tell me they have a festival commemorating the day a man got his shit rocked by an extraterrestrial carrot?
My neighbors across the street, they are not real.
But a pyramid is the most boring shape.
Part Sasquatch, part trickster midget. What's going on, guys? Thank you for joining us in the Conspiracy Kitchen, where we uncover the secret ingredients behind life's daily mysteries. I'm your head chef, Joe, and as always, I'm accompanied by my sous chef, Josh, the Cryptid Killer.
Well, hi, everyone.
And since it's, I guess, been mainstream, right? Everyone's talking about it. I figured we'd do a little episode on the Hantavirus. What do you think, Josh?
The Hantavirus?
The Hantavirus, as I call it, yeah, the Hantavirus.
Yeah. Get infected and start growing tentacles. And
for those who don't really know about it or don't watch the news to try to keep your sanity and not listen to all this crap, you'll hear from us now first, I guess. There's two main syndromes of the virus. So I guess we'll just kind of I'll get into like what it is, what it does to you, maybe how to keep yourself from getting it. And then we'll go into the big recent episode, or whatever you want to call of it, the outbreak of it. And then we'll go back and see if there's any, shenanigans afoot and maybe some conspiratorial type stuff going on with this virus, and maybe, someone's trying to make some money off it. But there's two main syndromes of it. You got the hantavirus pulmonary syndrome, which is predominantly in America for some reason. It's found in deer mice. It affects the lungs and heart, and it builds up fluid in the lungs, and you become, have severe respiratory distress and shock. Then you have the hemorrhagic fever renal syndrome. This is more common in Europe and Asia, and it primarily affects the kidneys and blood vessels. And most of these strains do not spread person to person. There's a small exception of the Andes virus, which is strictly in South America, which can be transmitted, but you need close, prolonged contact, person to person, to get it. So then, incubation, which is weird, it's this huge freaking spread. You get usually 1 to 8 weeks. You can go 2 months from getting it before you even realize what's going on, right? I don't know. It's just such a long. It's like the perfect virus if you want to go and do Plague Inc. Right, the game Plague Inc.
oh yeah,
you played that game. Big during COVID, right? Playing that game. You want to try to get that transmission out there without symptoms, right? 8 weeks. And in your early phases, flu-like symptoms. These last several days, you have fevers, chills, fatigue, muscle aches, headaches, dizziness, nausea, vomiting, abdominal pain, diarrhea. And then the later phase, which would be for the American one, the HPS one, 4 to 10 days after start of the early phase, cough and shortness of breath, fluid in lungs, low blood pressure, rapid progression to respiratory failure, and then he gone, right? So the fatality for HPS in Americans is, in the HPS one for the Americas, is 30 to 50%. Now this is all, not just America, it's all of them. I guess this side of the Atlantic and Pacific, it's the Americas, North and South America, not just us. And I like to say we're American, and it's just affecting Americans. It's for all of us, all of the Americans. So about up to 50% overall fatality rate, because it attacks the lungs the way it does. And then the Europe and Asian one, 15% max fatality rate is what they come up with. We get the worst of it. I don't know why. Is there a
They
reason for this?
they might be cleaner.
Are they cleaner? They
I
have just a
hate.
different strand.
I don't know. I hate to
It's like
say
weird.
it.
They have like that other strand, dude. The one that attacks your blood vessels and kidneys. We get the one that just goes right to your lungs and heart.
Yeah, but I mean, if you've ever driven through Trenton, New Jersey, I think you'll get what I'm saying. There's other parts of the world that are very much cleaner, especially
Trend.
if it travels through like rodents. Yeah, I don't know.
So you most likely get you get it from like rodents, mice, rats, voles, right? So in New Jersey, we now have two cases. We never had a confirmed case, but now there's two potential cases from Trenton. That's why Josh, I guess, brought up the Trenton. There's two potential cases there. We don't know for sure yet, but the way to get this virus, and I'm not sure when you're going to be doing it. You have to be able to inhale urine particles from said rodent, or handle their feces and I guess eat it or something. You have to somehow ingest, whether it be through the nose or the mouth, or I guess other orifices, these the waste of a rodent that carries the virus, and it's found in like the deer mice. I think the white-footed mouse, certain rat species. In New Jersey, those are very rare. The typical mouse we have around here, they call the house mouse, and they don't carry it. Like I said before, it's very rare to transmit person to person. So, as of right now, I think it's being blown out of proportion. And I don't see it becoming the next big pandemic, but I guess you never know if someone wants it to be, right? Yeah. Perhaps it could happen.
Because there was a case in California, and then that quickly went to like Texas and areas around there, and now just like 20 minutes ago, I read 2 potential cases in New Jersey. So I don't know, it's weird. And yeah, like you said, it's only by inhaling the urine or droppings or saliva of rodents, which devil's advocate, maybe it smells good, but I could be wrong. I don't know how people are getting that close, but yeah, I don't know. I texted you about this the other night, and at first, because this all started with the cruise ship story, we'll get into that, but it got my attention anyway, because I saw a guy making a TikTok, and he's on the cruise ship, and he's crying to the camera saying, like, I just want to go home. And in my head, I didn't read into it. I thought he was on, like, a shitty Carnival cruise and he wasn't having a good time. I had no idea people were actually dying around him. But
yeah, it kind of sucks.
Yeah, I read into it and then see what's going on. But, yeah, who knows? This shit, it could be nothing. It could be everything. We don't know yet. So.
Yeah. I as of right now, I'm putting it on, unless, we have other bad actors at play. I'm putting it on. This is not going to turn into on. I think the media is more sensationalizing it for clicks. You know what I mean? Because, a lot of people don't want to go back to the way when it was during COVID. Yeah. During the height of COVID, what was going on. We don't want to go back there. So when you start putting out the headlines, cruise ship with the Hantavirus, the Hantavirus on the cruise ship, and it's killing people, and it's quarantined the ship, people are going to click. It draws curiosity, right? And of course, they're obviously the media's in there for clicks and money. But yeah, just to give you a little wrap up here before we get into much farther. If you want to know about a little bit of prevention, there's no vaccine for it. Yeah, it should probably work anyway. So we have to focus on rodent control. That's how you don't get this. You don't get it person to person, or very rarely. So if you're in a rodent area that has these mice or rats, try to seal all entry points. Don't have any holes in your dwelling that are more than a 1/4 inch. Store food securely and clean up any clutter so they don't get to hide in there. Don't sweep or vacuum up any type. If you suspect some kind of rodent in your house, don't sweep or vacuum those those droppings or anything like that. That aerosols it, right? You got to dampen it, and I would suggest dampen it with bleach, like a bleach solution, and then you can wipe it up so it doesn't get like thrown into the air. Air out your cabins or your sheds, whatever, if you're going to go in there and clean it out. And avoid camping in rodent-heavy areas. You know, don't go camping with the rats and the mice out in the woods. And I think if you follow those safety precautions, you'll be pretty good. You'll survive the next wave of this crap.
Yeah, if you hang out in dank, wet, dark basements and you see a rat, don't hug it. Problem solved. Jesus. Fucking...
Yeah, don't inhale its urine.
Yeah.
If you see it, see the rats, don't do that.
It's not an aphrodisiac, it's rat piss.
Yes. So don't do that at all. And it reminds me, this is a separate, I kind of just remember this too, Josh. The company I worked for before my current job, when I was working on ambulances, I was in the shop up in North Jersey, and me and the other road tech that would go between that shop, because it was like a satellite shop, we went into the shop up there, and I was sitting at the desk, and he's like, it looks like there's like droppings all over the floor over here. What's going on? So they called the landlord to come in and check it, and they sent this guy, whatever, to like a rodent control guy. And this is before I knew about this fucking virus or anything. And he walks over, he's looking at it, and I'm like, I think it's, I don't know, mouse or no, I said, I think it was a rat or something. He literally goes down barehanded, picks it up, the dropping up. He's rolling his finger, he's up against his nose, sniffing it, puts it on his lip. He goes, no, that's mouse, that's not rat. And I was like, and now I'm thinking like, well, is this guy still alive?
No. And that shit, see, that annoys me, because everyone who deals with animal control, they want to be fucking Bear Grylls. So he picked it up and he was smelling it and he tasted it. I'm going to tell you all right now, I guarantee you can't tell what animal it's from by doing that. I promise you. You just want to look cool, and you just look like an asshole eating rat shit.
Oh, you're the expert now? On rat flavored, rat dropping flavors?
I can guarantee it. Shit is shit.
Yeah, I guess pretty much. I guess I don't know. He could tell. He said it was mouse, not rat. He knew.
It's just, how can you be that specific with it? Like, oh, this is the white-footed house mouse. Like, kill yourself. You're an idiot. You don't know that.
Yeah, I was like, whoa, this guy's insane, dude. Even back then, like, I didn't know about this virus. I'm like, fuck yeah, I ain't doing that shit. I wouldn't do that. You nuts?
Ugh.
Fuck that.
And that just reminds me, because you and I are both considered essential employees.
Yeah.
You definitely more than me. But if there were another pandemic, we definitely would not be able to sit at home in lockdown. We would have to go to work still.
Don't put yourself down like that. You're essential.
No. I think I've watched Law and Order SVU the entire run 4 times now in our waiting room at my job.
Oh.
That's how essential I am.
Yeah, it's during the COVID, the height of COVID, the pandemic and stuff. I didn't change. Like, I did nothing change about my job. The only thing that really changed was like that I was in Atlantic City a lot because all the casinos were kind of shut down, so they were doing a lot of renovating. So I was there a lot. But actually, the best thing about it was, one, there's like no traffic, and 2, people just stayed away from you. You know what I mean? I just go do my thing and not have to worry about it. Now you got people back over your shoulder, breathing down your neck. What's this? What's that? What are you doing? What are you doing with that? What are you doing with this? Just fuck off. Let me fix this. I'll give you the machine back, and I'll get out of here, and then maybe I won't have to see you again. You know what I mean? So that's what I liked about during the COVID days. That was like the one good thing about it. Like, they just left you the fuck alone.
Yeah.
And you just went on with your day.
Well, I will say this, and I could say this because I am a white person. White people got real annoying during COVID because we we had the signs up, you have to wear a mask and all that shit. Personally, I don't give a fuck, but I was a manager and I got in trouble if I didn't enforce it, so it annoyed me. These white soccer moms would come marching in with no mask, just thinking they're the shit, immediately ready to play lawyer. And I'd be like, you need a mask? Like, actually, I don't, because I talked to my doctor and this and that. But it also worked out because I was given free reign to kick them the fuck out of the building and just be an asshole if they didn't, like, comply with the mask shit. So I'm like, all right, so you go fuck off to another store then. You can't talk to me like that. Sure I can. Kill yourself. Get out. I kicked a lot of white people out of my store. Any other race was like, all right, yeah, I'll wear the mask, whatever. But it's just the entitlement that drove me insane.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah. Us whites have the entitlement.
Good. It's the soccer moms more than anyone.
Yeah, the Karens.
Yeah, they're bored. They have nothing else to do, but
the Karens and the Chads. They're like it's like they purposely went out of their way to be like, you know what? I know this place needs a mask, so I'm going to go there without the mask just to stir it up.
Yeah, they all did that too.
Cause a ruckus. Cause a ruckus.
I can't wear it. I have a doctor's note. I promise you don't. I promise you don't have a doctor's note. Anyway.
So what's the main what's happened just recently? What's the main outbreak, Josh? Why is this all of a sudden in the news and everyone's got the attention drawn back to this virus? It's not like it's new.
No,
it's been around for a little while.
It's literally
what we got going on
within the last month or so. So we're going to talk about the world's apparently cleanest cruise ship, the MV Hantavirus, or however you want to pronounce that. This all started April 1st. All right?
Oh, boy.
Yeah, April 1st. Everyone thought it was a joke until it wasn't. The ship set off from, Ushuaia in the far south of Argentina. Scheduled stops included Antarctica, several isolated South Atlantic Ocean islands. Cut to April 6th. A 7-year-old Dutch man becomes sick on board with fever. He gets headache, mild diarrhea. Anything you're going to get on a cruise ship, so you think nothing of it. Before boarding, the man and his wife, who was also Dutch, I don't know why they had to throw that in there, like we were curious, had gone sightseeing in Ushuaia. I'm probably butchering that name, but Ushuaia, and traveled elsewhere in Argentina and Chile. April 11th, the Dutch man develops respiratory distress and dies on the ship.
Oh boy.
Yeah, he gone. Cause of death could not be determined at the time, according to the cruise company. So immediately they're like, "Yeah, we don't know. He probably just ate some bad shellfish."
Yeah.
But then on April 15th, 6 people. Again, this part distressed me because they're still picking up passengers. They didn't cancel the cruise when they find a body. April 15th. 6 people joined the cruise when the ship stops at the remote archipelago of Tristan da Cunha? I don't know. A British territory in the South Atlantic. The Dutchman's body remains on board. They didn't airlift the corpse off the ship. They left it on there. Why? I don't know. They had him on board. April 24th, finally, April 24th, the man's body is taken off the vessel at the island of St. Helena, part of the same British territory. His wife disembarks as well, as do more than 24 other passengers. The stop was the end of the cruise for some on board, but they still let these people off. So they had a body. They couldn't determine what cause of death was. But it is what it is. They let him go. They're like, all right, I'm sure it's nothing life-threatening for anyone else. He just died on his own.
I don't know, if he's like in severe respiratory distress, and you could probably tell he has fluid built up in his lungs, you would think it's some kind of, foreign entity that is attacking, right, the lung cells, causing the mucus, because mucus is dead lung cells, right, filling up the lungs. I'd be like, yeah, something's going on here. Burn him. Burn it. Burn the body.
Toss it overboard.
Toss it overboard.
You're in the ocean.
Toss them all overboard.
You'll never see it again. Just toss it.
Sink the ship.
A lot of people said that. A lot of people have agreed. Just sink the fucker. Oh my god! Somebody AI'd a guy in a submarine in the Navy, and he's looking at the missile button. He's going, well.
Well, so I just want to bring something up. So we're this is on the ship. It's being spread apparently.
Yes.
Now we were talking about before. It's very hard to spread person to person. Most of infection comes from inhaling, the droppings and urine of rodents. Was the ship clean?
This isn't Carnival, Joe. This is the MV Hondius we're talking about. This is top notch. All right, they only found one body so far. That's just one. All right, Carnival people are dropping every day, but not on the Hondius. All right, this is clean.
Let's see if they've ever had a. You don't think they've ever had a rodent problem?
No, they can't. They're sailing from Argentina. They didn't have any rodent problem.
You sure?
Well, I've never heard of this ship. I'll be honest. I've never heard of it either. I didn't know you could start a ship's name with MV. I thought it was always SS, but shows you how much I know. But yeah, so April 25th. This is where things start. Well, I was going to say it takes a turn. It's already turned. The Dutch woman who has symptoms of the illness takes a commercial flight from St. Helena to South Africa. All right, so they just let her leave. Even though she's feeling sick, even though her husband just died of an illness that she's showing symptoms of, like, you know what? Next plane's in an hour. If you jump in the taxi, you'll still make it. You're fine. So she goes to South Africa. The plane carries 88 passengers and crew members, according to the airline. It's not clear how many other people who got off the ship took that flight. So there could be a bunch of people infecting everybody. The next day, the Dutch woman is in South Africa, and she's waiting to board her connecting flight home. And as she's in line, she collapses and dies at the airport.
Oh, my God. She didn't have symptoms before that? She just fucking dies?
Well, that's the thing. She had symptoms. She was showing symptoms when she got off the ship, but they were like, you're fine, just go.
Yeah, but I'm saying is, like, now you're just trying to get to the airport and everything, and just, like, wouldn't you be like, oh, man, I'm really fucked up. Let me not just try to get on this plane.
She's a tiny Dutch woman. She's just like, I don't want to be a bother. Like, no, you're dying. Yeah.
So, I mean, to go back about the ship, it might not have had rats, right? The main, the consensus, I guess you could say, was that in Ushuaia, Argentina, right? The Dutch couple visited a landfill that was also a bird watching site. Now, I'm not sure why you have that. Like, I've never heard of that kind of area before, right? Oh, it's a bird watching / landfill. You know what I mean? But that's where they're saying they came from, and it's known for rodent activity. So we got, like, you got this, and you got the long incubation period. So the timeline kind of fits. And then what's also, it just has to be this, right? It has to be that rare Andes strain, apparently, which is why now you got some clusters on board catching it. And then you let her leave and get on planes. It just seems, when you ask me, that just seems awfully suspicious, right? almost like someone is trying to kind of spark a little bit of a, we don't have to say pandemic, but, like, some kind of little thing going on, right? It's just too coincidental to me. Like, these two go visit a landfill bird watching area. They contract this strain that happens to be the one strain that you can spread person to person, but you need extreme close contact. They get on a cruise ship and spread it between some people, and then they let her go. Right? Oh, you're still alive and you have it. Let her go on a plane or whatever. It's almost like maybe not a pandemic, but a little epidemic, right? A little epidemic. But now you're flying on planes. So then these people, if it is this strain, the Andes strain, could infect people on that plane. And then, of course, they go to different places, right? So they spread. Doesn't that seem a little, I don't know. To me, when I always have my, little skeptical brain, and it just seems too coincidental to have that kind of stuff going on.
It's very convenient.
Right?
I'll say it is very convenient. I'm more concerned that there's more than just a landfill in that spot. I don't know.
Bird watching. It is. It's more than a landfill. It's also a bird watching spot.
It's a landfill. That's where you throw garbage. Why they gotta have fucking come on down to the landfill butterfly pavilion stop and shop? Like, no, it's just a landfill. But yeah, so I have my theory. I don't know if it's too early to get into it. I don't know. I'll get into it. Here's my theory. And I will get back to the timeline of the ship. But before I do that. So, we had COVID. All right?
Yes.
A lot of people got vaccinated. I was forced to keep my job. Everybody panicked. There were some deaths, but it wasn't like astronomical, crazy amounts. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of widespread panic that people remember. Now, could that have been the distraction to the setup of the real virus, which is happening now?
So you're saying kind of like almost like to desensitize.
Desensitize.
I can't. Why am I not speaking? Desensitize people to a kind of a virus outbreak. I'm not going to follow your rules, regulations. This time, this is bullshit, right? And then let them go and try to spread it faster. Is what you're trying to say.
Exactly. So now everybody is in the comment sections online saying like, this is bullshit. I'm not, whatever it is, I'm not trusting the CDC this time. I'm not getting vaccinated again. I'm not wearing a fucking mask again. I'm just going to go on about my life. Because they're sick and tired of the COVID shit. They're over that nonsense. And now they are looking at this like, oh, if this is just COVID part 2, it's just bullshit again. So desensitized. Could it have been a big setup to desensitize people to now actually get infected?
To have this go on, and then you gain from killing, like 38% of the population.
There's always a lot to gain from erasing population. And I know that sounds very sinister, but you know what I mean.
Yeah. I mean, when you're in a world where there's limited resources, right?
Yeah.
That's like the first thing, right? Now, a lot of people are like, oh, why you got to kill off your taxpayers? I mean, but the elites, at this point, I don't know if they even, there's a point where they're like, oh, I'd rather just not have all these people competing for resources, right? Under me. I mean, we've had Bill Gates say several times, about lessening the population.
Yeah.
Oh, you can take it wherever you want. Oh, is that what he means? Fuck off. That's what he specifically says, right?
Yeah. There's that, and then there's also, I'm looking also at a real estate aspect of it. So say that people in New York City get affected. Everybody is arguably directly the fuck on top of each other. So if it is as deadly as people think it could be, and all of these people get affected at once, you're talking about erasing entire city blocks. And then there's nobody there to protest when you want to move in and buy it out.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
That's true. Or could this be like I was also thinking, all of a sudden it's so convenient that this is going on now, to bring this out to try to distract us from, and then at the same time they're releasing the UFO files, right? I think it was today or today, right? Mm-hmm. They announced they're releasing the UFO files, the government. If you didn't know that, you got to look into it. Maybe we'll do an episode on it. But we got this going on, and then we got the UFO files being released at the same time as basically a genocide is happening, right? Right in the Middle East. So is that kind of a cover-up distraction? Is this all this trying to be a distraction to that as well? Like, not to get like too geopolitical on that stuff, but could this be also a distraction for that?
It's entirely possible. The whole
Right.
The alien thing, you know, I've said this in a few different episodes now. If the government's going to keep mentioning UFOs and aliens, either bring them out on stage and show us, or shut the fuck up because I don't care anymore.
Yeah.
I love that stuff more than most people, but again, it's just talk until they show it.
Yeah, I didn't look into them yet. I just saw I got notifications that they were releasing files, UFO files. I haven't even looked online to see anyone's reaction to them or anything. I wanted to dive into that, over the weekend a little bit with a clean palette. I didn't want to see anyone else's take on it, and I wanted to go through the stuff and see what I come up with on my own, and before looking at anyone else's commentary on it. But it just seems convenient. We got this going on. Starts on April Fool's Day, the same time. We also sent Artemis, right, around the moon. Big thing there to distract us. But it was real. It really happened, despite what, certain cults say. It did happen. So it could also be, like you were saying, part 2, right? Someone's playing Plague Inc., right? But there's a lot going on. There's a lot going on here, and I don't think it's by accident.
Like you were saying, it's way too convenient for it to be a freak accident.
Like, especially like now that they had all the COVID protocols and stuff, when you see someone on a cruise ship die, right? So I understand the desensitizing us, but when you have people that are in, the health side of it, so there's obviously some kind of medical on the ship. When you went through COVID and you have those kind of protocols, and they've changed protocols to try to, ramp up protecting people from viruses and stuff like that, and you see someone like that die on the ship, obviously in respiratory distress. So something's going on, affecting their lungs and stuff, like a virus. I don't see you just saying, "Yeah, well, this guy died. Just leave him on the ship. Finally get somewhere, take his body off." Oh, his wife? Oh, she's showing signs of some weird shit. Yeah, whatever. Just let her go. Right, it was his wife, right?
It was his wife, yeah.
And then the other thing is like, well, if the guy died, I don't know. It just seems weird that too. She was like, "Yeah, I'm just gonna go flying around." You know what I mean? Like, your husband just died from some random shit. You're not trying to get like clarity, because the body's probably gonna be kept wherever it was taken off for autopsy and to try to figure out what's going on. And she just leaves.
Yeah, she just fucked off to try and get home, but did not make it.
Does that make sense to you?
No.
I feel like I'd be staying with my significant other in whatever country the hell it is while his body's being autopsied to see, one, can I get it? Will I die? And two, to get some clarity and closure on what happened to my husband. If I was her, like, right? My wife dies or some random nonsense like that. I'm not just flying home. I'm trying to figure it out. So that makes no sense to me, dude. I'm sorry. That whole thing makes no sense.
And none. None
Unless,
whatsoever.
there's bad actors at play and something's trying to push some kind of narrative or some kind of new pandemic.
I don't know. There's a little bit more shit that happened on the ship. They haven't docked yet, mind you. They're still in the fucking ocean.
Yeah, they're still anchored, right?
Yeah, they're still in the middle of the ocean because after she collapsed and died, the next day, this is back on the ship now. The ship has left St. Helena. A third passenger is sick. A British man is evacuated to Ascension Island. He is later moved to South Africa, where he is put in intensive care in a hospital. He has a high fever, shortness of breath, and signs of pneumonia, which can all be caused by hantavirus. Day after that, another passenger, a German woman, gets sick as they sail for Cape Verde off Africa's west coast. And then we jump to May 2nd. That German woman dies nearly a month after the first passenger got sick. So people are getting sick for about a month. And they are... I don't know. I don't know what's going on that ship. If they're like business as usual. Like, oh...
Let's keep it going.
Yeah, must have been, something in the pudding. But, yeah, so she dies... the same day, South African health authorities received positive for hantavirus test performed on the British man. So they immediately were like, yeah, it's hantavirus. It's the first time the virus is identified in the outbreak. May 3rd, the World Health Organization says it's responding to a suspected hantavirus outbreak on the cruise ship, which has now arrived in Cape Verde, like the ocean near there. May 4th, South African health officials receive positive results for the hantavirus for the Dutch woman who died. So it's all coming out now that it is the hantavirus.
Yeah.
May 5th, the cruise ship is in a standoff with Cape Verde authorities over whether it can evacuate more sick people and let other passengers and crew members disembark. Cape Verde is sending health workers to the ship to assist, but says no one can disembark. 2 crew members are seriously ill, including the ship's doctor, and another person being monitored. So the person that is supposed to be helping people apparently was not taking precautions and got sick themselves.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. Come on.
Like, what the fuck?
I was saying before, like, that this strain that can actually... This is like the only strain you can go human to human. You need prolonged, constant contact. It's not as easily spread as COVID. It's much harder to spread. That's why even experts are saying, like, don't think of this as like the next COVID where it's just gonna like spread like wildfire. Think of this, it won't. They're saying it shouldn't be like that. So for the doctor who should have all the precautionary training, really, if you will, in the world, right, to know how to not catch something, gets it. I don't know. When it transmits easier if you're inhaling urine, right? Is something aerosoled? Is this a test of an air, like a bioweapon?
It's either that or this is some weird, like, cruise ship kink where everyone's pissing on each other. But I don't know what, because it had to have been on purpose. Otherwise, this is the worst ship doctor in the history of medicine. Like, they don't use a stethoscope. They just put their ear up to the patient's bare chest. Like, it's just the worst doctor in history.
Yeah, please breathe into my nostrils.
Yeah. Cough in my mouth so I know what you have. All right. The fuck is going on?
Like I said, I'm hoping it's not I'm hoping it's not some kind of staged outbreak. Oh, we can't do it again, dude. We just did it. We just got out of it. You know what I mean? We got all this other bullshit we got to worry about right now.
Look,
dude.
when it comes to COVID, and I've mentioned this in the past, two good things came out of it. All right. One, I met my wife. Two, I met her while we were all online playing Minecraft because we couldn't go out anywhere because we were all on lockdown. So we played a crazy amount of video games. I wouldn't mind doing that again, but I also get a little stir crazy. So
Yeah, and with this, I mean, as long as you just keep the rodents away, you shouldn't catch it.
yeah.
Like I said, it's not as easy as COVID. Like, you're gonna have to really be inside someone to catch it from someone else.
Yeah.
So, I mean, just make sure there's no freaking rodents running around your house. Stay away from rodents outside your house, and don't breathe on, don't let someone breathe in your mouth. And I think you'll be fine. Like I mentioned before, and then if you're gonna do cleaning and stuff, like outdoor structures and stuff, like let them air out a little bit, and don't try to vacuum up shit. It's not gonna work. You aerosol it.
If you're on a cruise ship, don't pee on each other. Like, hey, does this taste like I went to the buffet 3 times today? Like, no.
Like, and what sucks about this is that I've been trying to get my wife to agree to go on a cruise. She's afraid to go on a cruise, right? Titanic and all, you know what I mean? And now this comes out, and it sucks because like literally, like a month before this came out, I was like there. She was like, you know what, maybe, yeah, you know what, maybe we should, we can at least do it once. Maybe we'll do a cruise once, and then like literally a week later, it's like this comes out, and she's like, yep, nope.
Well, hold on now. Check their website. Their rates might be a lot lower right now.
Get some good ticket prices.
Yeah. And with all the hazmat on board, it'll be never cleaner than it is right now.
Well, they swept the ship. They went through this whole ship, apparently. I was reading that they did a full investigation. There was not one shred of evidence that there was a rodent on board.
I don't know if I believe that.
They said no droppings were found, no live rodents, no evidence of any rodent being on the ship. And they're all blaming, basically, what they're blaming, without saying it, Argentina. Right? They're blaming the Dutch couple to going to the Landville bird watching site and contracting it, and then bringing it on the ship. And it... Maybe the ship is clean. Maybe we're giving this company too much flack. Maybe they're just in the wrong place at the wrong time. And it's not really them. It's this. But I think something's going on. It's too coincidental, too clean. You know what I mean? Like it's done like as if you were planning on trying to get the most effective way to spread this exact virus, the way it lives and the way it's transmitted, the way the things went. And then you're gonna, like I said before, just send her out of the ship. But meanwhile, you got all these other people stranded in the middle of the ocean. But patient zero, the one that was shedding it all over the fucking place, is allowed to leave, go on planes, and then eventually collapse in an airport.
Yeah, I look at the Hantavirus outbreak on the ship the same way I do watching a Mr. Magoo movie, where he's blind walking through a construction site and everything's happening around him, but he still gets out scot-free on the other end. It's too many perfect things happening at once for it to be by chance. I think this is all planned out. It had to have been.
It's another pandemic.
Yeah, the ship's doctor, for Christ's sake. I'm sorry, but You're meant to be a medical professional. How did you get this job? Do they not do background checks? Like
it's not easy to catch it. It's not easy to catch it. And I don't know.
Outstanding.
This is the first. I mean, it is according to the CDC, people in the U.S. in most cases, like the vast majority, I'm talking about like over 90% of the cases, are West.
Yeah,
they're West. We don't really. We got, like I said before, we see these two potential cases of in New Jersey. There was never one documented case going back to when they first finally, discovered this back in 1993. The year I was born, right? Actually, well, it's late 92, early 93. So the year, right when we were born, this stuff came out. It's kind of weird, right?
What are you trying to say? It's our fault?
It's our fault. We were born and this came out.
Ugh.
Well, notice it's not like it came out. It was detected for the first time. Unless, I don't know. Unless it was made at the time. But that was the original, right? The original cases. Navajo.
Yeah, well, there was the cases of the hemorrhagic fever and with the renal syndrome going back as far as the 30s, but I don't know. The strain,
it wasn't connected to this, right?
Right, yeah. The strain that it is now is like 93.
Yeah. They didn't put these together, I guess, from that back then. It wasn't considered, Yeah. But I don't know. Even the original cases that were come up are kind of weird, right? The way everything goes down.
Well, yeah, because most of the people that got it back in 93, they were the Navajo people in New Mexico.
Yeah. In that you got that Four Corners area, right, of the New Mexico, Arizona, Utah, and Colorado, where they bordered there, and it's that perfect corner they all meet at.
Oh, I'm standing in 4 places at once.
Yeah, the Four Corners area.
Yeah.
That's where all this came. But there's so much strange things going on with the CDC and the military anyway, right? When this first originated. So like I was saying, late 92, early 93, there was some scattered cases, with onsets as early as late 92 that were not noticed initially. There was no noticing of what's going on here, just people dying. And then what they would consider the index case would have been May 14th, 93. You have a healthy 19-year-old Navajo marathon runner who just collapses with severe shortness of breath while driving, dies rapidly of pulmonary edema, and his fiance had died just a few days earlier with the identical symptoms. And then when they found out that these two died the same way like this, that's when it triggers the alarm. They're like, oh shit, maybe something's going on here. Mm-hmm. So then, by mid-May, New Mexico officials identified about 6 similar unexplained respiratory deaths, all young, healthy people in that area, that Four Corners area. In late May, 93, New Mexico state health officials notify CDC and request help. And then a multi-agency team forms with the CDC, Indian Health Service, Navajo Nation Health Department, and the state health departments. They all form this thing. And Jay Butler, the CDC Epidemic Intelligence Service leads. He's the lead. He's the lead of this stuff. So in the beginning, late May, early June, they do initial differentials. They're trying to say it might be a new flu strain. Is it a toxin? Is it an unknown pathogen? And then the media goes nuts about it. They call it the Navajo disease, right?
Oh, so then it's causing. God.
Yeah. So now you're calling it the Navajo disease. You got this whole area that causes tourism to just collapse in the area, right? Restaurants and other places are refusing Navajo service, right? You can't come in here. You're a Navajo. You're gonna kill us all. There's events canceled and everything else. So they put a stigma on them, right? They do change the name. They're trying to get rid of that later on, obviously. But in June through August, the CDC has rodent trapping teams, and they capture 1,700 mice. And deer mice test positive for the hantavirus antibodies, about 30% of those mice. And they, so this is when the first time I go, what is this thing? It's in mice. But then in that same time, they confirmed there's no easy person-to-person spread. The only way you can spread it, like, we don't know about the Andes virus, the Andes strain until later. I think it was actually, I guess the virus mutated later on to be able to kind of transfer between person to person. And in November 93, the virus was cultured independently by the CDC. And the USA MRID, the Army lab at Fort Detrick, using New Mexico human tissue and those a California mouse to try to, like, I guess, cross-reference the viruses. And then there's a bunch of naming drama. They didn't know what to name it. For some reason, like, this is a big thing, right? There's a lot of ego between people. What are we gonna name it? It was called the Muerto Canyon virus. Some people call it the Four Corners virus.
Oh my god.
Well, obviously the Navajo virus.
Yeah. There, I was waiting for that one.
And then the CDC finally renames it to the Sin Nombre virus, right?
Jesus.
Virus without a name, right? And then the disease is called the Hantavirus pulmonary syndrome, HPS. And then, yeah, like I said, by the end of 93, 53 cases meeting criteria with a high fatality rate. About 50% of people died from this. And then there's a national survey that begins. Dozens died in that little cluster. And the Navajo reservation was like, oh, fuck, what's going on? You know, that was like the original, I guess, chain of events for how this virus started. So, yeah, there's some strange stuff here that I was looking into. I don't know if you looked into it, but May 28th, Memorial Day weekend, New Mexico calls the CDC, and within hours, they have a team assembled and deployed on Memorial Day weekend to go check this out. You know what I mean? Like, that's extremely fast, especially for 93.
Yeah, 93 shit took like months. Like, yeah, we'll get there eventually.
You're telling me Memorial Day weekend, probably half the freaking people at the CDC are drunk.
Yeah.
Right. And they're able to assemble a team and deploy it with Jay Butler leading within hours. Yeah. It just seems a little
staged.
Like, were they pre-planned? Was this pre-planned readiness? You know, I mean, it's too fast for me. I guess it was that. Oh man, we got to get out there quick. You don't even have. Can't even drive. You can't even drive. Get it ready from your house and drive to the CDC to find out what's going on in a few hours. You know what I mean? And they're already at the team assembled and ready and already in New Mexico to investigate.
It's. I don't know. This definitely feels like it was pre-planned each time. I don't know what was going on back then that they wanted to deter people from witnessing, but I don't know. I feel like there was something going on back then too.
And then, like I said, they had the USA MRID at Fort Detrick. They helped culture the virus. Right, they were there working in parallel with the CDC from the beginning. That's the Army's biodefense headquarters.
So they were the ones putting it in the rats.
So at this point, that Fort Detrick was, hantaviruses were already studied as potential bioterror agents, and they were aerosolizable. Right, they were able to be turned into an aerosol. I don't know if aerosolizable is a word.
Just say piss fumes. It's fine.
Piss fumes. So they were already studying this at Fort Detrick before this whole shit was going on, and labeled it a potential bioterror agent. And then they're working closely with the CDC to culture the virus. So, like, why would the Army's biodefense lab get to like a civilian outbreak so quickly, on top of the CDC being there so quickly?
So wait, they were already looking into this before.
Hantavirus. Yeah, so it was already being studied as a potential bioterror agent. The military at Fort Detrick.
Before 93.
Before they were out there culturing it with the CDC.
Maybe it was a test run.
Right?
Yeah, they see how much range they could get, and they were already on standby to secure it before it got too crazy.
Yeah, and for 93, for you to go from an unknown illness, like the rapid identification of this, from you to go from an unknown illness to naming a new virus in under 6 months.
It doesn't happen.
Officials in the CDC even called it extraordinary.
Yeah. Oh, impressive job, guys. You guys really, had your shit together that day.
Because you have to, like, it's impressive because in 93, it's an era before widespread genomic sequencing. Like, we didn't know, we weren't, like the Human Genome Project and stuff, when we're sitting there and we're sequencing the genome of humans and stuff. That's like 2000s.
Mm-hmm.
Like mid 2000s when we're doing stuff like this. We're working with the genome sequencing and stuff. This is prior to that. So for you to sit there and they're able to do all this stuff with this virus, it's like they knew what they were looking for.
It's almost like they made it. they knew what it was, but
they knew
before
what it was.
all of us.
So they knew what it was, and like, yeah, what is this thing? Oh, let's just go randomly catch a bunch of mice. 1,700 of them, by the way. You know what I mean?
Yeah, let's just go catch these mice that we secretly named.
They didn't say anything about catching birds.
No, they didn't look for. They didn't look for birds. They didn't look for insects. No, they looked specifically for rodents.
Oh shit! There it is. It's right there.
Like, how would they know to look for... You know what? That rat looks a little sick. We better... No. They knew ahead of time. They released it. It's the most obvious shit I've ever seen in my life.
and then for them to sit there... It's almost like... I find it comical, too. You know how they're... Oh, it's the Navajo disease, and they're naming all these things. And then they finally settle on the virus with no name. Well, we didn't know. There's no name. We don't virus with no name. We don't. It's not like we know what this thing is.
But right? they said it. What was it in Spanish?
Yeah, the sin nombre.
Yeah, they said it in Spanish, so it sounds scarier.
Yeah, sin nombre. Yeah,
you might as well call it fucking the Scorpio virus. Like, you may have called it anything that sounded violent enough.
Yeah,
sin nombre. Oh, all right.
And the thing is, so. Fort Wingate is nearby this place, right? Not the place not the bioweapon headquarters that I mentioned before, but this Fort Wingate was closed at the same time. It was shut down just before this whole thing goes on, and there's rumors that go around that there was some kind of materials released from the base. So, could have been not necessarily like they're planting it in the mice, but could it have been they were studying this at Fort Wingate out there in the middle of nowhere, and the base had to be shut down for, whatever reason, the budgeting or whatever, and they're like, shit, that's where we were storing that, and something happened. We know what it is. All right, get the CDC on it already, because it was already they already knew it was out.
Mm.
And they had the team ready, waiting for someone to call. You know what I mean? Waiting for someone to give them the call. Hey, there's a weird virus here. Oh, yeah, we already we'll be on it. And they already had that team set up. Because they're like, oh, fuck, Fort Wayne, the Wingate, that's where we were storing it. We were studying it. And with everything going on, it just happened to get out. And we got to go on damage control.
Yeah, fucking Bill misplaced a box of rats.
Like those mice might have, like maybe they were putting in the mice and they were testing it in the mice and then when they were shutting down, they got a little sloppy with the shutdown, and the mice got out, and they're like, oh well, keep the CDC team ready and wait for the call, because we'll be getting a call soon that people are going to be dropping dead. And then we'll be already be prepared, and we'll send the guys out. And we already know what it is.
Yeah, they'll rush in like heroes, clean up the whole mess, even though they were prepared from the beginning.
Yep, because they already knew what it was. They were studying it the whole time.
Yeah. Oh, Christ. I see, this time around, I think if they come out with new vaccines, I'm just going to say no thank you, and then I'm going to inject myself with Ovaltine. Just mainline it.
So, I'm assuming, do you think they had Ovaltine on the ship?
No. Because that would have wiped it out almost instantly. I feel like it was an oversight not to at least put one container of Ovaltine, which is...
At least for the doctor.
At least for the doctor. But no, I'm not convinced that was even a real doctor, I'll be honest. Someone is going to be like, you guys are really insensitive to the situation. I'm sure the doctor is doing their best. I'm sure they were too, but they're not a real doctor if that's their best. I'm sorry. They suck.
One of my favorite lines to say is, do the best of someone better, right? When someone says, I'm doing my best, well, do the best of someone better. Do the best of someone who actually went to medical school. How about that?
Yeah. Do the best of someone who's actually a medical professional. Especially if you have the title as well.
Was that horrible to say?
No. I feel in this scenario it's fair when there's 3 dead bodies on a ship. People are just trying to have a good time and play shuffleboard. I don't know what they do on cruises. But Congo lines, I don't know.
Yeah, whatever they do on a cruise. I got to go on a cruise. And now it's going to be hard. It's going to be hard again to try to convince her. I'll have to figure it out.
See, I'm not interested in cruises. I've never been on a cruise, but all the stories I've heard have deterred me. So anything Carnival Cruise related, I've seen the videos. I have no interest. There was that cruise years ago that got stranded and all the toilets broke. And then they were in like really choppy water and there was shit sliding everywhere. That deterred me.
What about that ship that the captain was trying to be cool? You remember that? And he's like, look how close I can get to the shore.
Oh yeah.
Without tugboat help. And he fucking hit the rocks and capsized it, and he was the first fucking guy off the ship. God, the passengers were like stuck on board. People are dying. The captain's like fucking already gone. Been out of the ship for an hour. Pretty sure he went to prison.
He's having a pina colada on the shore. Like, wow, that's a crazy thing that happened. Oh, yeah,
hey, look, guys, look how close I can bring it.
Yeah, there's that. I mean, I don't know. I'd rather be on the Edmund Fitzgerald at this point than go on this fucking ship. But Jesus Christ. I
want to go on one of them Titanic. Is there supposed to be some kind of Titanic replica being launched?
I don't know, but that sounds like a good idea. The fuck?
You want to do it? It's supposed to go on the same day that the Titanic voyage was and stuff.
I'll tell you
Take
what.
The same route.
If you're able to get tickets, I'll zell you for mine, of course. I'm not stingy. But yeah, we'll do a vlog from the Titanic 2, even though I've seen that movie and it doesn't go well.
We'll be the chefs from the Titanic. Can I please be the guy who jumps off the back and hits the propeller on the way down?
That guy gets fucking murked by the propeller. You
Can I be
hear
that
it.
guy?
Yeah. Absolutely. As long as I could be the one who grabs the kid. I have a child.
Yeah, you want to be Billy Zane?
I want to be Billy Zane.
Cal?
Billy Zane was the victim in that movie.
Yeah, dude. Obviously.
People are like, no, he was the villain. No, he wasn't. He had somebody he was in love with that he was planning to marry one day and give fine jewelry to. And then
she was only 16 and he was 30 something, but that's besides the point, I guess.
It was a long time ago.
Yeah.
Then he gets cucked by the broke American.
Yep.
In the steerage with the. He's drawing his chick in a notepad, and then the ship goes to sink, and he's like, "Rose, come on, let's get out of here. You could still come with me." She's like, "No, I'd rather drown with the poor American."
What's the line? Don't be a whore to a gutter rat.
Yeah, don't be a whore to a gutter rat. She's like, "Well, all right," and spits on him or whatever. But it's like, you know what? Good for him for just leaving her, because if he stayed with her, I don't know, his life would have turned out differently. He would have been sad, but I like to think he lived a full life after that. Anyway.
No, he shot himself, remember?
Oh, yeah.
The Great Depression. He put a gun in his mouth.
Well.
And, he wouldn't have had to do that either if he didn't put the necklace in the coat pocket and then put the coat on her.
I put the necklace in the pocket. I put the coat on her. Fuck. He didn't make a lot of good choices, but I still don't think he was the villain of that movie.
But what pisses me off about that movie more than anything, I know this is kind of on a tirade, but like a tangent here, but she knows she has the heart of the ocean in her pocket. That old bitch. She then goes and tosses it overboard, right, on the ship, when her granddaughter is still alive, obviously. She's with her. Probably has bills to pay. Why would you not secure your granddaughter's future and be like, here you go. You can sell this now. And you can be fine. And not have to worry about anything. No, she has to be selfish. And go, off the back of the ship. And then die.
Ugh.
Despicable.
That Rose was a real piece of shit. Through that whole movie. And everyone loves to bring up, like, oh, she could have moved over on the floating door and Jack could have survived. I feel like he died on purpose. I don't know. Because eventually he realized how she was treating Cal, and he's like, well, I don't want that to be me eventually, so I'm just going to stay in the ocean. I don't know. Titanic's a wacky movie. We've watched that a lot.
Yeah. If it's on, I put it on. I really do.
It's a good movie.
Even though, like, if you watch it on TV, oh my god, dude! With the commercials, it's like 6 hours.
Oh my god. Well, all right. So you watch it on TV, and it's just fucking. You're watching. It's getting really like intense at one scene. You see the captain of the ship breaking down because he knows what's happening, and you get sucked into it. You're like, oh my god, what's gonna happen next? Like, if this ship's gonna go down, and then immediately cuts to Arby's. We have the meats, and it cuts to the commercials, and it's like, well, that just takes me out of it. You can't play this on fucking FX. Like, come on.
Yeah. You have to watch that on like HBO, or something like that. It was on Netflix, and then they took it off Netflix because Netflix is like taking everything down. It's not like a Netflix original anymore.
It's true.
I don't know if you know that. Like Supernatural's gone. You have to go on Peacock. The Office is. I don't even think The Office is on there anymore.
Pretty sure that's
on Peacock.
Yeah.
It has to be a Netflix original to be on Netflix now. Basically.
Do you remember in high school? We fast forwarded to the scene where
that was decades ago.
Decades ago, where the ship is going upwards because it's like they're all hanging on to the back of the ship.
Yeah.
And then everyone starts sliding, and then we muted the movie and then played the Benny Hill theme song over it.
Yep.
And you just see people sliding to their deaths. You Very different movie if you do that.
We're just such terrible human beings.
No, it's fine.
And I realize that, and I've come to peace with it, and I'm okay with it.
Well, are we the terrible ones, or is the people who make the rentable, inflatable Titanic slide terrible? Because that's a thing you can rent.
They're pretty terrible.
Yeah. Or the people who are making the PlayStation game where you're escaping the Titanic as it floods, which I really
so bad.
I want to play that so bad.
It's not out yet right now. I don't think it is.
It's on my wish list.
There's a VR version. There's a VR version, I think.
That's got to be fucking terrifying.
Dude, I got my PSVR 2. If that game is VR, I'm definitely buying it and playing it.
Oh, I hope it's co-op. Oh.
That would be so awesome.
I want to play as Billy Zane. Just leave Rose in a room.
I'll play as Hockley then. What's so funny? What could possibly be funny in a time like this? Right?
Oh.
Put the necklace in the coat pocket. Put the coat on her.
Put the coat on her. All right, calm down. It's not like it was a fortune you just left on a sinking ship. Oh, yeah. Wait.
Not like he just, emptied an entire handgun shooting at him, too, right before that.
It's not like that priceless artifact could have saved him from the Great Depression or anything.
He could have. He wouldn't have put his gun in his mouth.
Well.
And what's funny is he unloads the whole handcuff clip, misses, and then when they walk away, he's like, I hope you enjoy your time together.
See, at the end, he's a nice guy. He's like, you know what? I accept it. I hope you guys do well. No hard water under the bridge, as they say. Oh, well, or in the ship.
In the ship.
No one had it worse in that movie than the people in the boiler room.
Yeah, that kind of sucked. Well, they had the people trying to keep the breakers on, right?
Mm-hmm.
Keep the power on and just get fried.
Yeah. Get fried, and they're like, well, we got to seal off this part of the ship because it's, filling up with water so they get trapped inside as the door closes. They're like, well, you're fucked.
Right on your leg. Oh, those doors, man.
What a great movie.
Excellent film. If you haven't watched Titanic, I mean, come on. I'm sure most of our listeners have watched the Titanic.
I had the VHS of Titanic, which was 2 tapes in the box.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
So you had to watch right up until he's about to draw her, and then remove the tape.
Yep.
Look around to make sure nobody's watching, because it's about to get awkward, and then insert the second tape, and then mute the TV. You had to mute the TV, mind you, by walking over to it and then hitting the button that said mute. You couldn't do it from your chair. Anyway.
When I was a kid, the TV I used to play the PS1 on didn't have a remote.
Ah.
It had the screen, and then next to the right of the screen, the TV protruded out past the screen. Like it had a large bezel, and then the remote was built into the TV. All the numbers, the volume, the enter button, channel up and down were on the TV. Yeah.
For those of you born, after 2000, our televisions that we're speaking of weighed about 6,000 pounds. My television in my parents' old house, it was built into the entertainment stand, which was a big wooden box.
Yes.
With the television attached to the inside of it.
Yeah, so the 90s, TVs were furniture pieces.
Yes.
Your television was a piece of furniture in your living room. It made like fake. It looked like some of them looked like they had fake drawers in them, right? Fake cabinets on them. But it was just a big wooden box with the TV inners in it, and they were heavy. Yeah, they were heavy as shit. They were pretty heavy.
I think when we moved out of there, we left the TV because it was just too heavy to fucking move.
You can't do anything with it yet. That's when you actually needed like the appliance and TV truck to deliver your TV to your house. Now you can just throw like the flat screen in the back, fold the seats down, throw the flat screen in, and go home. Yeah. Then you couldn't fucking do it. You blow the tires out on your vehicle, right? It was so heavy. So
Need a trailer for that shit.
you needed a box truck to come and drop the TV off.
Ugh. Yeah, if you want to watch fucking Titanic. Ugh. Dude,
It's the right way to do it, though. You got to watch it on one of them square TVs.
you have to. I love watching the videos of people taking TVs from like the 60s and the 70s and then refurbishing them. Like those crazy ones you see out of like Fallout.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
It's very satisfying. Yeah. And then they hook up their PlayStation to it and it's like, wow, that works on there? That's bizarre.
Yeah. And they had a different... Those are like the CRTs, right? They're better for gaming, especially on older gaming consoles, because they didn't have a refresh rate the same. Mm. And they're not as... They actually are clearer than, modern TVs for older gaming consoles.
Yeah. I always said that if, when we get our next house and I have my own space, I'm going to get one of those TVs.
Yep.
Just to have in the corner. But
yes.
We're getting way off track. The point of this episode is Titanic is a phenomenal movie and Rose is the villain. All right?
She is the villain. And yeah. Would it be terrible to say that maybe she should have inhaled some aerosol rat urine on the ship? Would that be terrible of me to say?
I'm surprised she didn't. She was down in steerage.
Yeah, they didn't get that shit.
No, they were breathing all heavy in the fucking where the cars were parked, and there were dust everywhere. Like they caught something.
They caught something. Exactly.
It's fucking nonsense, that movie.
Anyway, Hantavirus, right?
But yeah, don't let us deter you from going on the whatever Honduras ship it's called. If you guys have tickets to go on that ship, I don't know why you would, but I'm sure it's a great cruise line. Don't watch the TikToks of the people crying on it because they can't leave. Don't let that deter you. Oof.
Just stay safe out there, guys. Don't breathe the urine of the rats. Like I said before, if you see mouse droppings or something, bleach it first and then wipe it up. Don't vacuum it up because then you'll aerosol it and you'll breathe it in and bad things could happen, right?
Yeah. If you see vermin on the street, don't immediately think to yourself, I wonder what that smells like up close. Because it's not gonna be good.
Don't do it. Yeah. And New Jersey, and if you're in our area, we don't really get much. But for our listeners that might be in the western United States, good luck.
Yes, good luck. Stay safe. Don't breathe piss. And yeah.
And we'll have Simulated Sun close us out here, and links will be in the description. We'll see you guys later.
Goodbye.